Oh my days, I am so tired.
So am I.
What were I doing last night?
Up all night watching this guy, not me.
I know. We had your voice in bedroom. Most people say to me,
well, you're going to introduce him first. But see, there's not even an introduction. I'm having to sit in the middle here before she jumps on him. Who is it?
Love Triangle.
I know, that's what I feel like.
Triangle.
Love Triangle.
I feel like I'm in a Love Triangle now.
Yeah, you were. I was actually in the bedroom. I weren't on TV, just so you know. I was there.
So I went to sleep, right?
Yeah.
I said to Sophie, I said, I'm shattered, love, I'm off to sleep. Next thing, I'm thinking, I can hear Matt. Now, I know Matt, I've known Matt for a while. We've been on Steph's Packed Lunch together.
Yeah.
And then I've seen him at a few other things. Went to, you were speaking at an event as well. I went to that.
Yeah.
Callum's event, you were talking about things there. So I know Matt's voice quite well. And I'm just drifting off. And then I can hear Matt shouting, "You liar!" And I'm thinking,
no.
I'm thinking, what's she done?
Oh no!
Because I can hear her saying, "Go on, Matt." I'm thinking, what's going on here?
Oh no!
So what's it all about?
Well, Love Triangle, you'll be best explaining it. But if you're not watching it, it started off a bit slow. The first episode, Want My Bag, it was a bit like, ooh, and I was watching it more for you.
Yeah.
And then after that, oh my days,
Just
it got me
completely
gripped
changed, yeah.
because it is one of the brutalist experiments, because obviously you moved in with a lass who chose you.
Yeah.
And then they basically kick you out, and the other person you were matched with, they move him in, and then they put you all together to see
seen a little
who
bit.
they choose.
I were in Ticky and I was watching
Yeah.
an episode and do you know what? So I watched that first episode.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, go on, Matt, love. Go on. Go for it.
Quite easy watching that, wasn't it? Quite nice.
And I'm thinking,
Couple of people having dates.
You know, because like I said, I've known Matt for a while, and you know, we've had different discussions over the years and relationships and this, that and other. So I'm thinking, oh, go on, good on him. And then it's just gone a little bit south on it.
I
A
know.
little bit, yeah. Episode 3 onwards. I mean, I've seen a lot of people, you know, because Married at First Sight is massive and it's by the same producers. Married at First Sight is not known for like happiness and bliss. It's known for drama.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of people commenting saying this is like Married at First Sight, only more dramatic, more brutal. And I'm like, wow, that is showing you, that's giving you an idea of what we went through.
It's basically like they've cut the budget for Married at First Sight and put it into a really high, intense. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Rather than stretching it out, they've
You're not going on
really
like this.
reduced it. So
Straight
it's
to the drama.
impact,
Yeah.
Drama.
Yeah.
And if I'm honest, and if I didn't know you, I like it because it makes me feel better about my own relationship.
Cheers for that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just what I wanted to hear. Right, are we done? Can I go now?
I said this to him last night. He said I offended him. I was like, well, this just makes me feel better about my own sham of a marriage.
So that's why it's
what
doing
she
well.
said.
That's
She
why it's
said,
doing well. People
it makes
love
me
it.
feel better about our sham of a marriage.
Brilliant.
And I'm thinking, sham of a marriage? I thought, what are you on about?
You thought it were genuine.
I did.
But what it basically...
You were all right.
It is actually sponsored by Tinder, that dating app, and that is the perfect app to sponsor it because it is like real life Tinder. Do you know, it's like, right, oh, you like that guy, oh, I really like him, but oh, there you are,
Swipe.
you've got another option, swipe on this option,
Yeah.
let's try this option, and just keep that one hanging. And all my days, this is like little, like, our Yorkshire son now, because he comes across as the nicest
You don't need more
guy.
kids in here. Are you adding...
No. Are you good at housework? Because that's what I'm missing out of a child
Terrible.
right now.
I'm
Terrible.
telling you.
Oh no.
I think so. I'm going to be obviously the oldest one in the room, as we know. So I'm going to be like, you know, granddad, papa, whatever. I think the thing that worried me, and it always does with shows like this. So you've got things like, you know, The Jungle and you know, Big Brother. That's all wanting, you know, it's entertainment, it's drama, it's people arguing, it's people doing tasks, and that's all fine. You know, I think that's manageable. But when it shows like this, what I worry about is people's mental state. And like I said, you know, knowing you, I took a bit of a gasp, if I'm honest with you, and I was worried, and I am worried still.
Yeah, we're not out of the woods yet.
No, but it's like, and even if I didn't know you, I'd be the same for everybody else there as well, because I think to myself, it's all right doing this for entertainment, but it's not, you know, like Corrie or EastEnders where it's on a script and people
correct.
know what's happening, and then they go home and they're living their life.
Sorry, I've just got the baby here rolling
doing,
around like Tarzan.
Coming through us through jungle, eh?
I think it's something that I really want to say is that I get that it's TV, and I get that people love the drama and they love to be, I'm team this person, I'm team that couple, whatever. But I think one thing to reiterate is, at the heart of it, we are all human beings, and filming something like that every single day, you've got no contact with your friends, your family. I think one thing people miss is the context of, people go, oh, you've only been dating a couple of weeks, like, grow up, it's not that deep. But if you think 24 hours a day you live together, where you don't go to work, you don't see your friends, you don't have a social life, you are just living together 24/7, dating each other, and then they throw in curveballs you didn't expect. And I think for context, we weren't told this was called Love Triangle, because it's a comment I see all the time is, it's in the title of the show, like, you should have known you was in a triangle. We weren't told that. It had a working title of Love Match. So we were just told, there's going to be some exciting surprises. Exciting, like, so definition of exciting.
We might go on a date to Rome, or whisked off somewhere, Caribbean for a few days.
I mean, that's why I signed up. I was ready for all the beautiful locations. We were in Manchester and Wales. That's as good as it got. But I mean, joking aside, it's like that context is missed. And it's very easy for, like you say, it's very easy to watch it like you're watching Hollyoaks with a load of actors playing characters. We're not. We're in there. Some of us, and most of us, to be fair, we're genuinely looking for love. That's what we've got to sign up to.
That's the key thing for me. Like I said, if you're going in there and, whatever's happened in your past with relationships, up or down, you're going to have a little bit of a guard up. So going in there thinking it's, love match, and you're going in there to find the next love of your life. Yeah. You let that guard down a little. Yeah. You get into somebody and you're like, do you know what? It doesn't matter if it's, 24 hours or 24 weeks. It's like me and Sophie. I knew that there were, when we first met, there was just something there. And I found myself talking to her and opening up about things that I'd not told anyone.
When there's that connection, you do, don't you?
It felt weird. And
then could you imagine then somebody comes in and goes, right, she's out and you've got another woman moving in?
Yeah, I'd have been like, well, not a chance.
He'd have been like, this is a good day. Sign me up.
The sham of a marriage.
He was telling me he's signed up for the second series. He's up in there.
Well, Danny will do out for a free day, because he'll be like, oh, great. Because he's old school, so you always like to, wine and dine someone. Not anymore, we're married now, it's like whatever.
No time for that.
He's very chivalrous to start with.
We went to Prashad.
We did.
Driglington.
Yeah.
Award-winning restaurant, that. Award-winning.
To do a review on my birthday.
I took you for a birthday meal.
Yeah, you got to double up, haven't you, sometimes? Business and pleasure.
It's because I'm working that hard.
How much did it cost?
A lot. £60 per head. And it's well worth it.
It is well worth it, but how much did Danny out for now pay?
I'm not telling you. It was a birthday gift.
To be honest, I'm a Yorkshire lass, so I like a good freebie anyway.
Of course, get the bargains.
But seriously though, because what has your dating life been like up until this series? Because I'm intrigued as well what this will lead to.
I'll be honest, I was with someone for nearly 7 years and that ended not great. And I'd always been a relationship person. I'd been very loyal, and I thought me and her would get married, have kids, do all that. So I think I was around 27 when we broke up. And you think, like, fuck, I'm approaching 30, I'm single, I don't even know how to date. I think when you're 18, 19, a lot of us are a little bit more carefree, a little bit more, I don't know, confident in just, a lot of guys, it's just like, I'm not looking for a relationship, I just want a bit of fun and what have you.
It's changed since my day, mate, I'm telling you.
It really has. The whole day, and so that was how I felt. Like when I got in that relationship versus coming out of that relationship, like there weren't dating apps when I was last single. So now I'm 27, there's dating apps. I don't even know what you're supposed to do on them. So I actually started to feel really insecure about dating and really out of my depth, and I didn't know how to do it. And so for me, I then had a few relationships where I think my insecurities were clear in one of them. I started becoming very insecure about how I look and my age, feeling like I'm too old to be dating. And I think there is something to be said for that. Not for everybody, but I think for Kelly and myself in the show, you know, Kelly being 38, me being 31, I think we really did feel that thing of, you have those past traumas and insecurities that come to the surface. And I think versus someone who's 19, 20, that's fresh to dating, it can feel more intense and you can have more insecurities and more struggles. And I was surprised how much I felt stuff in that experience and how much of those previous experiences came up. But yeah, that's kind of the reason I signed up. Is number one, I was like, I'm doing shit on my own with dating, so why not give it a try? But number two, I was like, I'm very much a believer in push yourself out of your comfort zone, you know, get yourself into positions that are going to challenge you, and because I believe that's how we grow as people. And for me, I was like, every area of my life's all right. Like, I'm doing all right with my businesses. I'm quite happy in most areas. But when it comes to dating, that is where I'm out of my comfort zone.
So and that's where you wanted to push yourself.
Well, the opportunity came to me. I didn't go looking for it. I got a message and I just thought, do you know what? This is a massive opportunity to really push myself at the highest level with something I'm insecure about. You know, it's questionable whether that was a smart move or not. You know, because it really was out of my comfort zone.
At the same time, like you say that, don't feel bad on yourself, because I think it's brave to just push yourself out your comfort zone no matter what. You know, like, no matter what.
To be honest, like, going back to what you were saying about, obviously, like when you were saying about 31, 38 and all this, obviously there's an age difference between me and Sophie. So I remember, when we met, we were just meeting up like once a week for a coffee. And then I went to Florida with kids, and then we were messaging while I was there, and we were just chatting. And then I come back, and I think I come back like early on the Sunday morning. The Monday we met up for a coffee again. Great day to me, you know. Let's go for a coffee, love. Let's go for a coffee. We're not going to a cocktail bar, and it's like, let's meet for a coffee, love. Go for a brew. And then I just, one night, I'm just sat up there, I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? I'm going to have to ask her here, because I'm starting to feel a little bit of something for this lesson. And I thought to myself, is it just me being daft and an old, silly old git or what? I'm thinking, nah, she can't put it like me. So I messaged her, didn't I? And the message was something like, I don't know if I'm being stupid and a bit old and daft, reading too much into this, but there seems to be a little bit more than friends. If not, let me know, you know. And, you know, I'm quite happy to continue meeting up for chats and coffees because I enjoy your company. But if so, I'd like, you know, what do you think? And within minutes, she messaged back, I'm like, buzzing! And she's like, and then the message was there. And I'm like, oh, I don't open this. And I opened it and she's like, no, I totally agree. I feel the same way. I'm glad you've said that. And then it just evolved from there. And then it was like, went out on a proper date then. And then when she's like, oh, well, if you want me to be my girlfriend, you're going to have to come and ask me. So I knocked on the door with flowers, bag of cucumbers, and some vegan chocolates. Well, the cucumbers.
You better explain the cucumbers.
Please do.
When I met Sophie, she used to turn up all the time because she's vegan.
Yeah.
Right. She'd have this whacking suitcase of a bag, and inside it were a couple of cucumbers. I'm thinking, hey, what's she doing here? I'll train up my own. But that's what she snacked on. That's what she snacked on. Right, so she carries cucumbers in a bag for a dinner and a snack, and we're going away.
I never have time to cook when I'm out and about filming.
I thought about it and I thought, psychologically, I'm gonna set the tone straight away. So I went and bought her a bag of the mini cucumbers so that her expectations weren't too high. You're getting the big ones.
You've always got to manage expectations. I get that.
And that just sort of sets the tone to say, if you like big ones, I've got little Tods. At
least you knew what you're getting into, right?
So, but
I think just generally dating, because I think it's becoming more common. People are dating older. You know, relationships aren't lasting like they used to. You know, that traditional with one person for the rest of your life isn't as common now for everybody. And I think there is a lot to be said for it. In my opinion, for a lot of us, it's a lot harder the older you get, and you don't know how to date, and it feels weird because a lot of us are going to think dating's what teenagers do in early 20s, and then you settle down and you have kids. And
well, I've never been on a dating app in my life. Never even signed up to all like that, because you know, it's just something in my day that wasn't needed. You know, there were no dating app. It was just walked into the pub. All right, loves, I fancy a drink.
But what do you think? Do you think that those times were better. Is it better now being able to swipe on 1 million people, or was it better just having your local pub? And
well, again, I wouldn't know because I've never swiped, to be honest. But I mean, I got confused. What was that I got confused about before? I actually spoke about it on Steph's.
Yeah.
Something to do. What was it now?
The sliding into your DMs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
She
What
said
did you think it meant?
Well, I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
I says what's sliding into? I says DM's a message.
Yeah.
And she says, yeah, people slide into your DMs. I says, what,
Okay,
like Michael
yeah.
Jackson come slipping in? I says, what's it? Doctor going to give me a message? I'm just sliding in to let you know.
Yeah.
You need to come sort your cream out. No. It's called sending a message. It's not called
think
sliding into DMs. It's someone to send you a message, love.
That's
No,
a good
that's the lingo
question,
now.
because I think it's kind of better nowadays, because if you go back to traditional values but use today's technology, then it's better, because otherwise, do you know, if there's lots of like not very nice people in your local pub, a lot of people are like, oh, I better just shut up and put up. And do you get what I mean?
But I also think the other side of it is it promotes not having traditional values.
Yeah.
When there's so many options, it's like, this is kind of my issue, is when there's a couple of things that aren't perfect, people go, I don't have to put up with this, swipe to the next. Whereas actually what a relationship is about is working through your differences and becoming a team, and knowing life isn't perfect, human beings aren't perfect, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, but how do we work through it and grow through it?
Yeah,
and
it's like we've gone to the opposite way.
So.
We've gone
with social
from
media,
putting up
reality,
and shutting up with rubbish to then now.
Now I'm going to be honest. If I were on a dating app, you'd have swiped past me. There's no way you'd have stopped. And I mean, I've said this before. When I were younger, right, my mates all buffed up. You know what I mean? Yeah. I've always been a bit of a chubby lad.
Yeah.
And we used to go out, and girls would come up and they'd be dancing away, and they'd just walk straight past me.
Yeah.
Right, they'd be dancing with them, and I'd be like, oh, sweet cunt, all right. And then I thought, do you know what? I just need to make them laugh. Now I've done magic since I was a kid. So I started taking out my cards and stuff and going up and saying, hey, look, watch this. But by the time I've done, right, I've got 15 girls all around me saying, hey, come and look at this fat guy. He's brilliant. He's funny. He's a laugh. And then they're all giggling and laughing because they're getting to know my personality and I'm joking with them. Yeah. And that's the thing. Back in the day, you had to work for a relationship. You had to find how you could put yourself exactly where you wanted to be. Yeah. Right, to put across your personality. Because for me, looks is all right, but personality and how you gel with somebody. If you can't make somebody laugh and they can't make you laugh, it's a no-goer, because you're never going to find happiness. I'm
buggered then. I can't make them laugh. I ain't got the looks. No, I'm kidding.
But the thing is, mate, right, look at the state of me, right, you know, we're Sophie, no, people say we're like, but we're like chalk and cheese, but the amount of laughing that we do. When I first met Sophie, she had to go to the dentist, right? And he said to her, I locked her jaw. I made it, and the jaw locked up for about 4 months, didn't it?
From laughing.
Okay, yeah.
Laughing. He's like,
there's so many questionable things in this conversation.
But the jaw locked up because of our laughter, because of the fun.
Love that.
That we had.
And it's so genuine, like being around you guys. It's that connection, isn't it?
It's like that last night when she made that joke about the marriage after she's watching you. I'm letting her say, well, that's it, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done. And it's all a joke, because I need a carer, but but this is
it's
the thing.
So true. It is, and I think I'm really glad that we're highlighting this, because the more that people are on social media, dating apps, trashy reality dating shows, the more it just promotes everything being superficial and it all being about looks and it all being about just move to the next person, when actually there's so much more to a relationship. And you're right, it's about I think it's a really good thing to say. It's about having a best friend. Like people, I don't want to have a best friend. I want them to rip my clothes off and it be sexual. There's so much more to it than that.
Because you've got to be there through the bad and the good. It's all well and good when it's all shiny, and this is the thing with reality TV. It's all well and good when you're being edited okay, and things are like, you reach your peak and whatever. But as soon as something happens, it's those people who are there for you then. So I'm weird with people. I often reach out to my friends who are kind of well known, and I'll more reach out. Obviously, I'll say well done if they're doing well, but when something's gone on, because whenever something's gone well, some rubbish hits the fan.
Yeah.
Because we don't like success, sadly.
Yeah.
In this country, especially in the UK, but we do in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
But that's when I reach out, because I think that's when you need me more. You don't just need another kind of person go, woo, well done. But it's like, how are you actually? So I'm looking forward to meeting you next week and going, how are you actually?
Yeah. Well, hopefully next week, all right, tune into LDC 1 o'clock on Tuesday. If Matt's not been whisked off somewhere else, he's going to come and join me in the studio, and we're going to talk about it all.
Before breastfeeds off you, I'm just going to take it to me.
But I think,
and the show will have ended then, so we can tell all.
We can tell all. One thing I want to discuss with you, right, is obviously the other things that you do. One of them being your success school.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're coaching people to be the best they can be, and come out of that comfort zone, and and that's exactly what you've done yourself.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's a bit different me talking to you. If I were talking to somebody that I didn't know, it's easy for me to sit here and judge and, you come across that it's not sure. But obviously, knowing you and knowing a bit about your past and how you've been. I admire you for stepping out of your comfort zone, but like I've said to you before, we sat down and we're talking. It's worried me, and it's worrying me still about how that is going to affect you mentally and emotionally. Obviously, I don't know. Matt can't tell me what's going on. I don't know what's happening right now. I'll know tonight and over the next few days, but. It's for me, the worrying thing is what support do you get, and you doing what you're doing with a success school and saying to people, step out, do this. You can embrace what you are. And I mean, I've heard, like I said, when you were at the Karen show, the talk that you give, it was great because I thought, do you know what I mean? Just like listening to you talk about experiences and trying to empower people to. Come out, because sometimes it's difficult for people. You put yourself into a shell, into a cage, and then you get criticism. It can be from friends, family, it can be from social media, which obviously is a massive thing at the moment. Criticism, especially what you've done, and it's and you're going to get this no matter which way this goes. There's going to be people that love you, and then there's going to be people that hate you. So it's how you deal with that, and what support have you got. That's what I want to know from you.
I think so. In terms of how I deal with it, one thing that I was adamant doing this is I'm not going to go into this and use it as a tool whilst we were filming as like to push my business or push who I am. I thought I'm going into this and I am just going to be myself, which is a flawed individual that sometimes gets nervous, sometimes is shy, sometimes gets angry. But the one thing, like the deal I made with myself is you are just going to be you, whatever that is. So, coming out of the show now, it's kind of like whatever the criticism is, I'm okay with that because I was myself. And it's not nice. Nobody really enjoys having criticism or having your integrity questioned, which I imagine some people will do because, where we're at the moment with episode 7 going out last night, there's this whole thing about I'm saying Jazz has lied, but some people be like, has she lied or is he lying? There's going to be that question mark, which I get. But when you've been truthful to yourself and your family know and your friends know and your loved ones, that's the main thing I focus on. And I try and see the rest of it is, look, it's just pantomime. These people don't know me. They're watching an edited version. It's a TV show. One thing that was really apparent when I was filming, I struggled a lot more than I thought. As you talked about there, I've spent years working on learning about self-development and mindset and being the best version of yourself, and indeed talking about it on, as you say, Success School, my podcast. And what was really interesting about the experience is you're carted off away from the real world, where you don't have the people around you that have known you for years, that know what you struggle with and what triggers you and all the rest of it. And it really highlighted to me the importance of your environment. Who are the people around you? Who are you spending your time with? Because when I lost all of that, I thought I was this person who actually is quite self-confident, and even though I'm not as confident with dating, I can rely on all the stuff I've learned, and actually take me away from all those people. And I really struggled.
I think,
really did.
Yeah, I think your environment is the key thing, you know, in life. No matter what you're doing, the people that you surround yourself with.
And that really showed me how I knew it intellectually, but take yourself out of it.
Yeah.
What you're saying there, the people you surround yourself with are massive.
Because there's two ways. There's the people you surround yourself with, and then there's the people that surround themselves around you.
Yeah.
That is what you've got to work out what is best for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I had this, you know, before Rate My Takeaway, I just worked in a butcher's, slinging meat about, you know, I had a few mates. As soon as Rate My Takeaway took off, I've got people phoning me that I've not even spoken to for 20 years, messaging me, you know, there's one kid I've not seen since I was at school, and he's like, yeah, can you come to the pub and do race night? I'm like, mate, you know, you've had nothing to do with me.
I mean, I've definitely witnessed a bit of this going on myself the last few weeks, let's put it that way.
And you will.
Yeah.
Now, I'm very much the same, right? When I go out filming, I always say, just be what you want to be, and be who you are, and that's, you know, people say to me, what's been the success of Rate My Takeaway? And it's like, me in a van, singing silly songs, which my family will tell you that's what I do. I sit in the van, I sit with my kids and I sing daft songs.
Yeah.
I go out, I eat the food, I talk to anyone, right? And that's me just being me. I got criticised in the beginning by a lot of people saying, why are you talking to people in public? Because you should just be reviewing food. I'm like, well, because people want to talk, people want to chat. And that's
who you are. You like to chat to people.
So, you know, then the criticism comes in, and then sometimes I found myself doubting, thinking, oh, should I be doing this?
And then you try and fit into what everyone else is telling you. Do you know, if there's one thing we can give people in terms of whether it be doing things online or if they have their own YouTube podcast, doing TV, whatever, I think this is a huge piece about just truthfully be your authentic self. I had an experience a few years ago where I hired a sort of business mentor / sort of life coach, and it was a bit of a, as I discovered over time, a bit of a manipulative relationship where what he was trying to do is make me a mini version of him.
Yeah.
He was saying, like, if you want to be taken seriously as a coach, you need to be more assertive, a little bit more aggressive with your motivation. And I'm paying this guy money, and I believed at the time he knows what he's talking about, so I followed it. And I got a lot of backlash, a lot of criticism. He also kind of coached me into doing a bodybuilding competition, which wasn't really what I wanted to do, but I was kind of like, look, again, I'll trust this guy, he knows what he's doing. And as much as it was actually in many ways, a shit experience, and it wasn't nice, and I definitely took on character traits that are not mine and tried to be something I'm not, it was such a blessing in the sense that I've learned what it's like to put yourself out there inauthentically. Yeah. I've also learned what it takes to get a six-pack and stand on stage with big muscles. And in doing that, I've learned that is not where happiness lies.
Exactly.
And so for the first time in my life, you know, I get criticised for being a bit camp, he's a bit effeminate. I've seen comments saying I think he's a transsexual and all this kind of stuff online with this reality show. And you know what? I'm like, that's totally cool. Because I'd rather that, and I'd rather you question all these things and criticise all these things and know that I'm being me and I'm being myself, than try and be 100%. Somebody I'm not. I'd rather the criticism for that. And so, I think that's just a great piece of advice to give people.
Yeah, the more you try and change yourself for other people, the more unhappy you'll become. And you're not yourself. So it's like... Yeah. You know, with
it's gone a bit deep, this, hasn't it?
Deep. No, but you know, this is
it.
It
for a Tuesday morning.
Yeah,
What are we on Wednesday?
People want to know, and this is the thing. It's a different side to you, and you know, we talk about you. I talk a little bit about myself, and I think that people want to know, and it's like with all this reality TV when it started. People like it so much because one, obviously you get a bit of drama, but two, you get to see real people doing real things. And I've said this before, and me and Sophie went to a well-known spa, and people go in there and they just stick pictures all over Instagram and X and all this, and they're in this pool and they're shaking their bodies about.
And that's just you.
So I looked, and it were on Twitter, and it was.
Yeah.
This particular place, the highest one they got for that particular sort of scene was about 5k. So I thought, right, I'm going to do it. And in fact, they aired it on Steph's my video, they put it on because I spoke about this on there.
Yeah.
So I says to Sophia, grab camera, so I'm walking out, belly out, and I'm like, whoa, yes, bang, boom, like it's loving my body, right?
Yeah.
50k within 24 hours.
Broke the
because
internet.
it's real people doing real things, and
there's a real shift happening, I feel, and I really hope there is a real shift happening, which is people are sick to death of the Instagram fake life that everybody's putting out there, and they now want authenticity. They want real, they want relatable. They don't want to turn on TV or Instagram and be made to feel shit about their life. I mean, you guys joked about it earlier and said our show made you feel good about your marriage, kind of thing, because how bad ours was.
She said it, not
but
me.
But that's true. People want to go, do you know what, actually we have trouble, we're not perfect, and it's okay.
So it's like, going back to what you said about the bloke coaching you, at some point in that, the realisation set in for you of, this is not who I want to be.
Correct.
Right? So the show that you're doing now, there will be ups and downs for this for people, because people will look at it and think, oh, I'm so grateful for what I've got, or they'll look at the relationship and think, I need to get the heck out of town here.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That is what it's going to do. Now, I don't want to, criticise what you do with your success school, and I'm not doing that. This is just my personal opinion. I've heard you speak, and like I said, I found it quite motivational, and I liked what you said. But when I think of people coaching and things like success school, for me, I think it's about your personal experiences, giving that to people, giving them the knowledge, the tools, and then the confidence to be able to overcome whatever issues they've got to not get to where they are.
You're so right.
That's how I see it.
That's how I see it too. And I think, obviously, when I was with that other guy coaching me, it was like nearly 18 months, or roughly 18 months. He was like trying to get me to paint this picture of perfection, because he's like, that's how people look up to you. And actually, what I found is it's the opposite. When people go, wow, I see what you're doing, Matt, it's quite cool and it's inspiring, but then they hear me talk about, do you know what, guys, I struggled today, this wasn't easy, and they go, like, shit, so it's normal to feel that way, and you can still achieve great stuff. And that is one of the biggest things I really am mindful, is I don't just share the wins and the good stuff and talk about how to feel motivated. I talk about, do you know what, it's also okay to sometimes say, today's a shit day,
definitely,
and I don't even want to change it, I just want to wallow for a bit. That's cool too, because you're a human being. And I think when we embrace that, I always talk about as well, a lot of coaches, it's all about trying to get success overnight, and 6 months this and 12 months that. And I think success isn't, I know it's cliche, but it's not like a destination. It's, you can have goals, you can work towards goals, but actually if you're not happy in the process, and if you're putting yourself under too much pressure to do too much too quick, then actually you miss the point of life.
Exactly.
Like, life is about embracing the ups and downs. It's about, not perfection.
But that's exactly what you've done in it, and this is where now we're going with it, with the coaching and the success school. What you've done, you've coached yourself, like you said earlier on, is most aspects of your life, your work, other bits that you do, you're happy with them. Right? It was the the love life part that you were apprehensive about doing, because of being scorned, being hurt, being caging yourself up and concentrating on your career, concentrating on different things. So that aspect of your life were put inside a box, locked away, and you thought, right, I've been out there, I'm gonna concentrate on this. This opportunity has then come along, and it's rattled that box for you. It's rattled it to you thinking, shall I go? Shall I do this? You've then gone on a show which you thought was one thing. So again, you've coached yourself, you've coached your emotions to, right, let's do this, bang. And then you've got into it. And like I said, we don't know, obviously you know the outcome, we don't know the outcome yet, but the emotional trauma and turmoil already from what we've seen is the fact that you're sitting here and you're talking about it. Shows what type of person you are, shows what type of person you are at helping to coach people, because you've put yourself there. You've opened that box, you've put yourself there, and then you sat here today and you're talking about it, and you're thinking about moving forward, you're thinking about what you're going to do with the rest of your life now, and that just shows that the skills that you've gained, no matter what there was, if you thought they were good or bad, has helped you in a way. It's just emotionally moving on from there now, how is it going to be? And you know what, mate, I think you've done a cracking job I love watching it. I think you've come across really, really well.
Thank you.
You know, and I'm proud of you. And like I say, you know, when we used to sit on steps and answer all these questions, and you know, you were good enough at that. But to put yourself out there like you've done, you know, I commend you for that. And it's I don't know personally if I would have been able to, if I would have been told it were one thing,
yeah,
and then it changed to something else.
Very different.
I do not know if I'd have been able to continue myself.
I did nearly walk
emotionally.
Twice.
I'm quite an emotional person, so I feel I'm emotional, and I love my family, and I protect my family all the time. But I can get emotional. I do get upset about things. I'm a big softie. I cry at bleeding films and all that kind of stuff. So for me, I don't think I'd have been able to do it. So you're sort of a better man than me to be able to put yourself through that.
I can honestly say,
turmoil.
you know, what you were referring to there about the work I'd done on mindset and everything, I learned a lot through this experience, and this experience in particular, it almost felt like nothing can prepare you for it.
Yeah.
It was such a tough, from a mentally and emotional standpoint, it was so tough.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm open about the fact that I am an emotional guy, like you said, and also I think it's important to like highlight that and say, there's fucking nothing wrong with that either. Not
at all. I think it's a key thing these days. Obviously, people talk about men's mental health. I like just to talk about mental health in general for both men, women, kids.
Agreed.
You know, I think it's a big thing in the world right now for all different reasons. And I think, you know, one of the best things you can do is talk to people. So, you know, Matt's hopefully going to be on LDC next week. Tune into that. You can download the app and listen to it all over the world. I just want to say, you know, no matter what happens with this, you know, I'm always here. You can call me anytime. Me and Sophie will have a chat. You can come round for a cup of tea. We can jump in hot tub. You know, it's...
You know what, that was a good coffee, that, Sophie, so I'll take you up on that offer. We'll do it.
No, anytime, mate. And, you know,
people are like, get the good stuff round.
The good stuff.
Sophie's over there feeding the feed at the moment. But you know, doors always open for you, mate. And you know, it's... Sometimes times are tough, the world's tough, and sometimes you just need to go somewhere and just say, do you know what, things are crap. What do you reckon? You know, and get a different spin on things. I get a lot of people asking me that, don't I, Sophie? They'll come and ask me for advice, and I'll just say, right, tell me your issue, what's gone off, blah blah blah, and I'll say, right, well, this is my opinion. I'm not telling you to roll with it, but you know, this is either what I would do, or you know, I'd never say to somebody what they should do. I would tell them what I would do in that situation and the reasons why. So,
but also a step before that, half the battle for a lot of us is just being heard as well. You know, just having someone to get it off your chest, say, this is shit, this is how I'm feeling, and just know that somebody's there to listen. As much as the solutions are great and suggestion and advice, just what you said there, just talking, I think that is so important.
Do you not find as well, just before we go, one of the main concerns I have when people are suffering from depression, anxiety, mental health, somebody will say, well, you just need to talk about it. So they tell somebody, but then it's the after support they need, because it's all right doing that initial, getting it off your chest.
It's a process, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah. So, but no, thanks for coming in today, Matt. I appreciate that. We'll be catching up with the show. So come on, guys, get on tonight, get it on TV.
Get ready for
what time's it on tonight?
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock tonight, 9 o'clock Thursday night, and then there's the reunion straight after at 10 o'clock.
There you go.
There's a lot of drama.
So drop in the comments, let us know what you think about Matt and what's going on. You know, if it's kind, great. If it's not kind, that's your opinion. and Matt will take it on board. But, you know, let's go, let's see.
And we can honestly say he's a lovely lad.
He is.
We're proud of our Yorkshire
Do you know what?
son.
I know he won't lying. I just know that. I know that just by watching, he won't lying.